backstop? That's good, Dwayne. Thank you very much. Here's a couple of fine firearms that Dwayne brought. You can see this rifle, Dwayne has already cleared all the ammunition out of it. The magazine's been removed. The action is open, and he's put an empty chamber indicator in it. We can look at that and we can feel, okay, reassured that this firearm is in a safe condition. Same thing with Dwayne's little Beretta. The action is open, the slide is to the rear, no magazine in it, an empty chamber indicator running right through the barrel. We know that's going to be safe, and the muzzle still pointed downrange into the backstop. So, Dwayne, I'll take this rifle, if you don't mind, and you carry that handgun, and we'll just place them safely behind us. The way that we're going to do it, first we're going to look again and make sure, yes, it is indeed safe. Then we're going to tilt our muzzles up right here at the firing line. Take a couple of steps over and place the firearms either in the rack or on the bench. Then we can look up and down the line again. No firearms on the line. The firing line is clear. We can turn the clear light on and go forward. Change targets. Now, we're sure that everyone is back behind the firing line. We can turn the range lights off. And I would encourage you, when clear is called, when the firing bench is clear, as people start to turn on their range light switch, I would encourage you to turn yours on too, because these lights are all wired in such a way that unless all of them are turned off, they won't go off. It's a good safety feature. But we're all back here. Now we can prepare for ready. And when the range lights are off, we can handle our firearms again. We can bring them back to the line. We're going to want to make sure, once again, that we keep our muzzles pointed straight up until we get to the firing line, and then point the muzzles down. Want to have good muzzle control at all times. And when we call for ready, ready is a command that means I'd like to shoot. Please put your eye and ear protection back on. Prepare to shoot. Once again, when we use the command ready, we're going to want to check with all other shooters that may be on the line and make sure, yes, I heard your request for ready, I got my ear protection on, and we are ready to shoot. Let's talk for a minute about placing our targets properly. We're going to find that most of the time, the most comfortable level to place our targets, if we can, is going to be so that we're shooting at about eye level. And keep in mind, some of us are tall, some not so tall. We're all standing on a platform that's about 4 inches high above the shooting deck. So for that reason alone, our shots we're going to be shooting at a little bit of a downward angle sometimes. We want to remember that. We want to keep our targets up high enough so that our projectiles will go right into the backstop, direct into the backstop. And this means if we're shooting at, say, at 50 yards, we want to place the target so that the bullets will pass through it right into the backstop. We don't want to have that target out in the middle of the rifle bay, for instance. At 100 yards, same thing. We want to make sure that our targets are placed so that the bullets will go right through them and directly into the backstop. Ricochets are out of our control, so we want to prevent ricochets. let's say that we finish shooting for the day, we're ready to pack up and go home. Dwayne has his handgun, muzzle pointed down range, action open, no magazine in it, empty chamber indicator in it. Dwayne, if you'd like to place that firearm back behind the bench. Notice how Dwayne picked up the muzzle right at the firing line, pointed it right straight up in the air at the firing line. Up is going to be the safest direction for us to point the muzzle when we're carrying our firearms to the rack or back to the bench. But this being done, we'll see that the line is clear, no firearms on it. We can turn on the range lights. Dwayne is going to go down and take his target because we want to take just as good care as we can of this range. We want to pick up after ourselves our targets, our spent brass cases, any other trash we might have generated. We're going to take it out with us. We can put our empty brass cases or shot shells, steel cases too, we can put them right in this brass bucket and they will be recycled. Meanwhile, if you come down here and you see, oh look, there's a bunch of 44 mag, you can take it. If you have any defective ammo from your time here on the firing line, or if you have any at home even that you want to dispose of safely, you can put your dud ammunition or your defective ammunition right in this box, and we will take care of it. In closing up this video, we want to remind you that this is our club, our range. Might as well be our home, and it almost is for some of us, Joe, right? We want to make sure that we take care of this range. We want to keep it safe. We want to keep it clean. We want to keep everything serviceable down here. If something needs to be repaired, we want to take care of it. This range, when you think about it, this range is an absolute treasure in our lives. We are so lucky that we are able to come to a place like this club where we can shoot safely. We can be comfortable. We don't have to worry, like as if we were shooting in a gravel pit. Anyone can come to a gravel pit and their range safety may or may not be the best. Here, we don't want that. We want everyone to be comfortable, and the only way that we are going to do that is if we all follow these basic safety rules. Here we have an opportunity to enjoy shooting with our friends, our families. We can help everyone learn to shoot a little better. We can become better shots ourselves. But the opportunity that this range presents to us is something that we should really appreciate. So, all this being said, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you down here on the firing line.